Hey guys, welcome back to Addicted to Fishing. I'm John, and today I'm going to talk to you all about my favorite springtime color. And that's the color red, or some variant of red and day-glow orange colors. A couple guys have asked me if red's a player in my arsenal. And you can see there's a 3700 box full and another 3700 box full, and that's just on crankbaits. I got chatterbaits, bladed jigs, and spinner baits for that. Plus, I'll show you a couple of the options that I have for when I'm downsizing and trying to match the hatch early in the spring. Guys, look, in this part of the country, my crawdads are red or that kind of burnt orange color. So I definitely keep that tied on this time of the year. Matter of fact, the only color chatterbait I've thrown so far has been red. But anyway, guys, if your lake has got crawdads in it, if you look, especially here, the crawdads are red. So these bass are going to be getting ready for that pre-spawn. They're going to be loading up on crawdads. And yeah, you just want to match that color and match that hatch. Depending on the size, depends upon the baits that I throw. I'm going to go over a few of them. I'm not going to go over every single one of them. But one of the things that you want to keep in mind here, guys, let me set this box down, is you want to have red in a couple of different colors, or a couple of different shades. I'm not saying go out and buy 3,000 of them. Some of these I've gathered over time. Some of them I've got in little package deals. But this is a little Lucky Craft. And you can see it's more of that translucent red. Sorry guys, I'm still out here in the garage. This one happens to be silent. It does have a single BB up here to kind of help with that weight transfer. But for fishing highly pressured, that silent's going to be key. Another silent, but a little different color. This is another little Lucky Craft. You can see it's got the black back, red, and then into a fluorescent yellow. Little Lunker Hunt Square Bill in red. This one definitely got a lot of rattle. And then if I notice my crawdads are a little more on the orange, depending on the area, I do have a little little Lunker Hunt in a more of an orange crawdad color. Kind of that. This is a Storm Arashi Square. You can see that's got that more translucent color to it. Guys, that's more in that clearer water. I'm going to throw that. Another little Lucky Craft and a solid red. Kind of a broken up red. Got a greenback. This is a little Lucky Craft. Guys, what you're looking for, is your water clarity and what your fish are feeding on this time of the year. And that's going to depend on which one of these variants of red/orange you're going to throw. Yeah, I can't get those couple apart. There's a little Spro crankbait. You see this one's got some blue in it. I like this color more when they're starting to molt, starting up within the late spring. That's definitely either usually post-spawn. And then, again, guys, we're talking about matching a hatch. So a couple of these baits, or if I'm in a place where I got some bigger fish or bigger bait fish, there's one of those Magnum squares. I love throwing top water. Although this is quite not top water, This is a little white bait. This is a Bass Pro Shop white bait. As you see, it's in that red-black color. That's another Magnum crank. It's not quite as big as the other one. So if it just depends upon what bait fish I have. Will go on to the different styles, a different profile. But you can see this guy versus like an old school bomber crank, how big of a difference there are in them. The red rattle trap. This happens to be a lunker hunt. That guy works really, really well. Little different action out of it. There's a little regular Bill Lewis rattle trap. Gary Yamamoto came out with one, and I had to get this color because it's more of a translucent. Again, that's going to be in a lot more clear water, better visibility. The Megabass S-Crank. This is a little one-knocker crank. You know, guys, and I'm just trying to find what fits best in my area. Depending on the water quality, the water clarity. Some of them little Yozuri cranks, I can run these right under the surface. But I like these because they got that red with that blue, purplish color to them. And then they got a little bit of that, you can't really see it too well, but there's a little bit of purple on the belly. And then if I'm throwing, these are new school Storm Wiggle Warts. They're not the originals, but there's a translucent red, and then I have like a more solid red. But I like these guys because they got a real tight action to them. I think they catch fish really good. I haven't fished an original Wiggle Wart in a long time. I used to fish them all the time, and they definitely are fish catchers. The new Storm Wiggle Warts, I believe, catch fish just as well. And again, when I'm talking colors, if I'm fishing in the cold water, I definitely like this guy. It's got that kind of goldish copper back with that red belly. It works really, really well this time of the year. Kind of moving on, you know, you're going to get into like red bladed jigs, red chatterbaits. You can see this has got a red Zaco on the back. Actually, this is the skater baits. Little bait on the back. Again, that red is just deadly this time of the year. You know, and I've got several of them. But one of the things that you can do, guys, to kind of, if they're not biting on that bright orange day glow color, you can mix a little black with it. This is original chatterbait that I took the skirt off of and put this red and black one on it. Or you can go with almost all black with red tips. Again, that's original chatterbait that I switched the skirt up on. Guys, one of the big things that you want to keep in mind while you're choosing the two different reds, this one's probably going to attract out the biggest fish. And this one is, I come back with this one if they're not biting this one. But I always start here, and then I'll move to here. Generally, this one's going to generate the bigger bite, not just because it's a better quality chatterbait. This is a jackhammer. This is the original bait. I went over those comparisons in a different video. There is a different sound to them. I like these originals because I can pop off that skirt, and sometimes I'll pop that skirt off if I want that sound and put more of an orange color on there, you know, versus the hand tied. Then I even go over to my spinner baits, and I'll have some sort of red variation going on there. It's a little lunker hunt I believe that's a little Lunker Hunt. It's either a little Lunker Hunt or a little Berkley. But that's a fish catcher. You can see it's kind of toned down. More of that red and black. This is a homemade spinnerbait that we made, or I made probably 25 years ago. The only thing I've done to it is change the skirt. And if I need more of that day glow orange and that muddy water, I'll switch over. You can even see it's got that orange blade on it. This one I don't run a trailer on it because I got a trailer hook on it. A lot of times I don't run that trailer hook, but a lot of times this time of the year I will switch over to that. And then even if I'm downsizing and I know that I'm fishing a small creek and I got some small bass, I'll switch over to that little guy. It's a little Strike King. And actually, this is a Strike King spinnerbait. And the one I thought was a Lunker Hunt, I believe, or a Rapala, that's a Strike King as well. And then on the crank side, I've got some small lipless, but I got a real small Yo-Zuri crank. Again, I'm trying to match that hatch, or I know I've got a lot smaller bass in the area, and I'm trying to catch a lot of numbers. I'll switch over to that. A couple of different trailers. I only got 3 out right now, but I'll throw a red curly tail. Yeah, we don't need to get that out. You guys all know what a curly tail is and what they look like. That red trailer, that's that Skater Baits, Zaco style. It's kind of a day glow orange with some red and a black flake in it. And this guy I like a lot. This is the TRD Bugs and a Hot Craw. I'll take one of these out for you guys. This I'll kind of Texas rig, or I will, I wish the lighting was a lot better. But you can see it there. It's kind of red, that kind of olive back. Anyway, I Texas rigged that, put that on a Ned head. I do like to hover rig this guy around too. It does go on the back of a jig trailer really well. Just got to separate them back appendages. But that's a great little bait to throw this time of the year. Again, that's the Z-Man Bugs and Hot Craw. Great little bait to throw this time of the year. So guys, yeah, if you haven't latched on to red this time of the year, I highly recommend it. I catch a lot of bass early in the spring on that red. And then again, like I said, I like to throw red all year round, especially if that water's really stained or muddy. I think there's just something about that red that sticks out, especially if you get one that's got a good one knock like that guy does in it. You kind of get loud, kind of getting obnoxious, and you're definitely, the bass will feel that vibration, plus they hear it. And then I think just like that chartreuse of white, that red stands out for them. I've caught fish all year round with them. This little bait's done a lot of damage for me. It's a Fat CB. And you see it's got that kind of blue back to it. Got a little yellow up on the chin. This little Lucky Craft has done a lot of damage for me. I like these little Storm Arashi squares. I'll slow roll these guys. Keep them just under the surface. Or I'll throw that wake bait. But guys, yeah, if you're having second thoughts or you're having some dilemma on that red, I wouldn't hesitate 1 minute to pick up a red bait and throw it this time of the year. Like I said, I do go to more of those shad color patterns. Once the crawdads start changing color and I know my shad are up and moving more, but I'll pick up just a regular, and I don't have one out and ready for you. Or maybe I do. I do have one. Yeah, I'll show it to you, and I'll switch over to that, definitely that chrome blueback and colors like that this time of the year. Or not this time of the year, I'm sorry. Excuse me for that. Once that water starts warming up and the shad get moving, I will switch up. But you can bet you all year round, especially with that chatterbait, I'm gonna be throwing red all the way through fall. I think it just stands out and makes a great bait all year long. But red's definitely hot this time of the year. A lot of the pros will tell you red's the color in the spring, and it definitely works really well. Anyway, guys, let's make it a real short video, just going over some of my baits that I picked this time of the year, and going over that color red. It's definitely a fish catcher this time of the year. Anyway, guys, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do so. I really appreciate that. I'm just trying to put out some simple content. I'm not trying to give any type of misleading information. I'm also trying to help people on a budget find good baits, not necessarily cheap baits, cheap junk. We're finding good baits on a budget, and a budget's relative to your home finances. But anyway, guys, hit that notification bell to let you know when I put out a new video. If you haven't already, please subscribe and like the channel, comment. Tell me what you guys want to see, what kind of information you want to get out from me, and I'll be glad to try to run a video for that. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.